I can't believe you could have a heart failure just from being sad. I mean, how are you supposed to treat that?
He's coding. Get me a box of kittens, stacked!
Cardiac output is an essential aid to the diagnosis and treatment of heart damage. Cardiac output is the volume flow rate of venous blood pumped by the right ventricle to the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Normal resting cardiac output is 4 to 5 liters per minute, but for critically ill patients it may fall below 3 liters per minute. The process of thermodilution involves a balloon-tip catheter which is inserted into an arm vein and is carefully guided to the right upper chamber of the heart, which is the right atrium. A thermistor, a temperature-sensitive device, is moved through the right side of the heart and positioned a few centimeters into the pulmonary artery. Then 10 milliliters of cold D5W is injected into the atrium. As the cold D5W mixes with the blood in the right heart, temperature fluctuations in the flow are detected by the thermistor.
The graph represents temperature change over a time period of 40 seconds. Temperature variation represents the change in temperature from normal body temperature to the temperature after the injection of dextrose solution. The dependent variable on the x-axis is time measured in seconds. The dependent variable on the y-axis, temperature variation, measured in degrees Celsius. Temperature variation increases until time of 10 seconds when it reaches its peak, and then gradually declines back to normal body temperature of 37 degrees Celsius with no more temperature variation.
Open your eyes and catch my...
Quantity of cold, which is Qin, is the product of volume of injectate times the difference of body temperature and the temperature of the injectate, where Vi stands for the volume of injectate, which is measured in milliliters, Tb stands for body temperature, which is measured in degrees Celsius, and Ti stands for temperature of the injectate, which is also measured in degrees Celsius. Qin is jointly proportional to volume and temperature of the injectate. The unit of Qin is milliliters times degrees Celsius. In this equation, Vi is 10 milliliters, Tb is 37 degrees Celsius, and Ti is 0 degrees Celsius. After substituting the values in the equation, Qin is 370 milliliters times degrees Celsius. Conservation of cold, Q out, which is cold is neither created or destroyed, or that there is no loss of cold and there is no recirculation in this matter. Q out can be measured by multiplying the flow volume FDT and the temperature variation delta T during the interval. F stands for flow rate in units milliliter per second, delta T has units of degrees Celsius, and dt has units of seconds. The units of Q out is milliliters times degrees Celsius. We found out Q out by taking the average of the left and right sums of the graph, which gives us 7.4 degrees Celsius times seconds.
The equation to find the flow rate is Qn, which is the volume of the injected solution times the temperature of the body minus the temperature of the injected solution. This is divided by Q out, which is the integral from 0 to infinity of the change in temperature times time. So, to find the flow rate, or F, we took Qn, which was 370 milliliters times degrees Celsius, and divided by Q out, which was 7.4 degrees Celsius times seconds. The degrees Celsius will cancel out, and we are left with 50 milliliters per second or 3 liters per minute. This means that when thermodilution was performed on our patient, their flow rate was 3 liters per minute, and since the patient's flow rate was not in the normal range of cardiac output of 4 to 5 liters per minute, they are considered sick.
The more I see, I understand, but sometimes I still need you. Sometimes I still need you.
Sometimes I still need you.
Sometimes I still need you.
Sometimes I